Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is safe for now, but future may depend on the Champions League. There's obviously some Manchester United fans that are Ole out, reflecting on the 1-0 defeat to West Ham in the Carabao Cup. There was United fans demanding Ole out after the 2-1 loss to Young Boys in the Champions League. Solskjaer was accountable for that loss to Young Boys because the tactics were wrong and the substitutions were wrong, and I heavily criticised him. Manchester United have a lot of trust in Solskjaer. Before the start of the season, Solskjaer signed a new contract with the club until 2024. There's an option of a further year. We did make a mistake giving him that new contract, because I can assure he won't see it out. Solskjaer got good backing in the summer transfer window. John Murtough backed him. John Murtough is our director of football, and Man United certainly made the right decision getting a director of football in, because I did mention that's one of the structural changes we needed at the club. Darren Fletcher backed Solskjaer as well, and we made the right decision recommending Darren Fletcher back in, and surprisingly our owners, the Glazers, backed him. Only because they've been persuaded to, because towards the end of last season there was a lot of United fans protesting against the Glazers at the Carrington training ground. Then they protested against them outside Old Trafford. The main reason is because the Glazers were planning to scrap the Champions League for that European Super League. Solskjaer did reveal that the Glazers apologised. Did say towards the end of last season that the Glazers could have been forced to sell Man United, but for only £4 billion. The reason they've been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time is because they've put Man United in so much debt. You know, they've been with us for 16 years. They purchased the club for 500 million back in 2005. Ed Woodward has said several times before that he'd back Solskjaer, and when was enduring them bad periods under Solskjaer, Woodward assured that Solskjaer's job was safe, so Woodward has stood by him. Woodward's been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time, because obviously he was accountable for how poor our recruitment policy was. Plus, we've overpaid for players in recent years. Woodward should have never been put into that position in the first place, where he makes the footballing decisions. It got announced back in April that Woodward is leaving Man United when that European Super League came into the equation. Ed Woodward has had a 16-year association with the club. Manchester United did enjoy a very good summer transfer window this year. We made 4 signings. We brought Tom Heaton in on a free from Aston Villa, brought Jadon Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund, brought Rafael Varane in from Real Madrid, and we re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo after 12 years. And in this year's summer transfer window, we spent around 141 million. We didn't sign a midfielder in this year's summer transfer window. That was disappointing. I'm hoping we can sign a midfielder in January or next summer. And we only managed to sell one player in this year's summer transfer window, and that was Daniel James. We sold him to Leeds for 25 million. The reason we sold Daniel James is because we re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo. Molly let a few players go out on loan in the summer transfer window. We loaned Ethan Laird out, Andres Pereira, Axel Tuanzebe, Brandon Williams, Tahith Chon and Facundo Pellistri. Solskjaer has to win a trophy this season to basically save his job. Solskjaer has not yet won a trophy as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. We know Solskjaer's ambition for this season, and that's to win the Premier League. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, which is 8 years ago now. What a remarkable achievement it would be if Man United were to get the Premier League this season. We've enjoyed a good start to the Premier League season. We've won 4 games out of 5 so far. We're third in the Premier League. We are joint top on points with Chelsea and Liverpool. Solskjaer knows how much of a big season this is because he's got big expectations to exceed. This season is Solskjaer's 3rd full season as Man United manager. He's managed over 150 games as Man United manager in all competitions. Solskjaer has been in charge of Man United for almost 3 years. He would have been in charge for 3 years in December. Solskjaer has learnt quite a bit on the job, but I still think he's got plenty of things to learn because he's still a young coach. And Solskjaer's gained some managerial experience reflecting how long he's been at the club. Before us, Solskjaer was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, but they're not a big club. He enjoyed 2 spells at Molde. And before Molde, he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was terrible. He got sacked from Cardiff because he ended up getting Cardiff relegated. Ollie managed the Man United reserve team for a couple of years, so he watched some of the team grow and develop. So Ollie has no proven pedigree as a manager. Solskjaer's decision making has also got to improve. Analysing the vast majority of the games he's managed so far at Man United, he's been tactically naive. But like I've said to you before, the reason Solskjaer has lasted as long as he has is because he's a club legend. That's what's basically saved his job. Disregarding being a club legend, I can assure he wouldn't have been here now. But Solskjaer does deserve at least this season. but he's not the long-term manager for Man United. We appointed Solskjaer in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. Solskjaer's been permanent Manchester United manager since March 2019. The reason we're giving the job permanently back in March 2019 was reflecting how well he did as the interim manager. Because he won like 14 games out of 19 in all competitions. But I've got to give Solskjaer credit. You've got to say he's done a pretty good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. And I think Solskjaer has done a good job to say the current squad he was left with. I didn't expect Solskjaer to do as well as he has done, so in that aspect I am shocked. Because all he knew when he'd taken over at Man United, it was going to be a massive job, and he knew he had a lot to do when he came in. But I think Ollie has brought consistency back in certain aspects. I like the way Solskjaer develops the youth. Solskjaer has more or less given everybody their chances to express themselves, including the young players, like he assured he would do when he got appointed in as Man United manager. Solskjaer has signed 14 players as Manchester United manager so far, and we've spent like 441 million under the Solskjaer era. So in the summer of 2019, Solskjaer brought Daniel James, and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. Obviously Daniel James left in this year's summer transfer window. In the January of 2020, Ollie brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odi Ighalo in on loan, let Ighalo go in January. In the summer of 2020, Ollie recommended Edison Cavani in, Donny van der Beek, Alex Telles, Amad Diallo and Facundo Pellistri. We'll loan Pellistri out in this year's summer transfer window. And in the summer of 2021, Ollie brought Tom Eaton in, Jadon Sancho, Rafael Varane and re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo. Ollie's also got rid of a lot of players since he's come in. Obviously he's got rid of quite a lot of players permanently. He's loaned quite a few players out. The players he's got rid of permanently, got obviously rid of Daniel James. Solskjaer released Sergio Romero and Joe Pereira. Back in January, we offloaded Fossa Mensah and Marcus Rojo and Odi Ighalo. Solskjaer's also offloaded players like Ashley Young, Valencia, Smalling. That trio were long-serving players at the club. Ollie also offloaded Darmian, Herrera, Angel Gomez, Marion Fellaini. Offloaded him. We offloaded him back in January 2019. Also offloaded Sanchez and Romelu Lukaku. So they're a lot of the players we've got rid of permanently under Ollie. In Solskjaer's first full season, he got us to 3 semi-finals. Also got us a third place finish. In Solskjaer's second full season, which was last season, he got us to the EFL Cup semi-final, the FA Cup quarter-final, got us to the Europa League final. That was his first major final as Man United manager. And last season he got us a second place finish. So you can see that progress has been made under Ollie. We have extended a lot of players' contracts as well under Solskjaer. A few weeks ago now, Solskjaer did mention he wants new contracts for 5 players. That's Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba, Marcus Rashford, Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire. So these are the things you've got to give Solskjaer credit for. But Solskjaer is our best manager since Ferguson. He's our fourth permanent manager since Ferguson, because obviously since Ferguson we've sacked 3 managers. Obviously we sacked David Moyes after 10 months. He's the worst manager we ever had. We finished 7th under the David Moyes era. We sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years despite him winning the FA Cup, and we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years despite him winning the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield in his first season. Also got us a second place finish in his first season, so you can say Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United. But we haven't been the same team since Ferguson retired, and obviously a lot of United fans predicted it was all going to go wrong when he retired, which obviously it has done. No one's going to replicate what Ferguson did. Not in my lifetime anyway. You know, Ferguson enjoyed what, a 26-27 year tenure at Man United. He won 30 odd trophies including 13 Premier League titles, so reflecting on that, he brought success to the club. But Ferg didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. So that just tells you that it takes some managers time to settle in. We must have brought a good 43, 44 players in now since Ferguson retired. I think our squad is worth over 800 million. We've got like the 3rd most expensive squad in world football behind what, PSG and Man City. We have got a very good squad. We've got a title winning squad, so the time for excuses is over. A few weeks ago, Solskjaer told his Man United squad that it's better than the 1999 treble winning team that Ole was part of. Last weekend, he said Solskjaer is willing to sell up to 7 players in January. That includes Anthony Martial and Donny van der Beek. Anthony Martial is finished at Manchester United. Obviously played in the Carabao Cup defeat against West Ham. Really struggled to make an impact in that game. His finishing was poor and looked isolated for the vast majority of the game. But reports have recently said that Man United are ready to sell Anthony Martial in January. We want 40 million. Barcelona are considering making a move next year. And Tottenham have also been in for Anthony Martial. Well, Martial's been a long-term target for Tottenham, and it said he's open to joining another Premier League club. Atletico Madrid were linked to Martial last summer. Don't forget, Martial rejected the chance to join Lyon on loan on deadline day. But Martial's not good enough to represent the club. You know, a lot of United fans want him to go. Martial has been at Man United for 6 years. He's got 3 years left on his contract. He's scored 78 goals in 263 games for Man United in all competitions. We got Martial in a deal worth 58 million from Monaco back in 2015, and last season Martial was out with a knee injury for a while. And yeah, Donny van der Beek, there's a chance he'll leave in January because he's not getting enough game time at Man United. Van der Beek did play against West Ham in the Carabao Cup. Got to give Van der Beek credit, he played very well in that game against West Ham. got forward well, kept the ball well, passed the ball well, and defensively he was very good and set up a great chance for Mason Greenwood. Van de Beek also played well against Young Boys in the first half. He got taken off in that game, and I heavily criticised Solskjaer for taking Van de Beek off at half time against Young Boys because Van de Beek was our best player in the first half of that game. But yeah, Solskjaer must start Van de Beek in the Premier League. Don't forget Solskjaer rejected Donny van de Beek's exit because it said Everton were close to signing him on loan. Don Hutchinson, don't forget, told Donny van de Beek he must leave Man United to save his career. Not so long ago, Pauline said that Donny van de Beek has absolutely no chance of staying at Manchester United. You know, this season is Van de Beek's second full season at Man United. Last season, Van de Beek made 36 appearances in all competitions, but most of them appearances came from the bench. I recall Van de Beek starting just 4 games in the league last season. The other week, Van de Beek told Solskjaer his best position. Van de Beek reckons he would be best served operating as a number 6 or as a number 8, and Van de Beek's agent has done a lot of talking in recent weeks. We got Van de Beek in a deal worth 40 million from Ajax, with add-ons included. He's versatile, and he's got a contract with Man United till 2025. Jesse Lingard, you know, there's a chance we'll offload him in January. Jesse Lingard obviously played against West Ham in the Carabao Cup. He had some good chances in the game. His link-up play at times as well was good, but he was greedy on the ball. So he reunited with West Ham in the Carabao Cup. Also played against West Ham in the league last weekend. Obviously came off the bench and scored the winning goal, and what a goal it was as well. Lingard did get a good reception from the West Ham fans because last season Lingard endured a 4-month loan spell with West Ham and he made an impact. Solskjaer said the other week that Lingard will be a Man United player next season. Solskjaer did mention that he's read through and through. We are looking to extend his contract. Lingard's current contract at Man United expires next year. The other week, Lingard rejected a new Man United contract offer over playing time concerns despite him being in the last year of his deal. Diego Dalot, you know, could be offloading him in January. Diego Dalot is our backup right back to Wan-Bissaka. Diego Dalot played against West Ham in the Carabao Cup, put a very good performance out. You know, got forward well, got into good positions, put some dangerous crosses into the box. Don't forget, last season Diego Dalot had a loan spell with AC Milan, so reflecting on that, he gained some experience. We got Dalot 3 years ago from Porto. We paid 19 million for him. Dalot's got a contract with Man United till 2023. Phil Jones, good chance we're going to offload him in January. Phil Jones doesn't get in our 11 and he's always been inconsistent, hasn't he? Jones was part of the squad for the game against West Ham in the Cup, but obviously played no part. When the summer transfer window was open, it actually said Phil Jones is set to stay at Man United this season after Solskjaer told him he remains part of his plans. This season is Phil Jones' 11th season at Man United, so he's been a long servant. He's the only outfield player that's still with us from the Ferguson era. Don't forget Jones was out with a knee injury for a while. Eric Bailly, he could leave in January, but I don't want him to leave. You know, we need to keep Bailly as a backup, so if Varane or Maguire get injured, then Bailly is the plan B. Bailly obviously made his first start of the season in the 1-0 defeat to West Ham in the Carabao Cup, and I thought Bailly was very, very good. He brought the ball out well from the back, looked well composed at the back, made some good interceptions and made some very good clearances. My own element of concern about Eric Bailly is injury prone, so in that aspect is a liability. Towards the end of last season, Eric Bailly signed a new contract with Man United till 2024. There's an option of a further year. We got Bailly from Villarreal back in 2016, paid 30 million for him. So Bailly's been with us now for like 5.5 years. And Alex Telles, you know, he could be leaving in January. Telles doesn't really get in our team. He did play though against West Ham in the Carabao Cup. Obviously was the culprit in the build-up to West Ham's goal, because obviously Ryan Fredericks nutmegged him, but apart from that I thought Telles put a good performance out. Players who will probably leave Man United next summer as well. I'm expecting Juan Mata to leave next summer when his current contract expires. Earlier on this year, Juan Mata signed a 1-year contract extension. And Edison Cavani, I'm expecting him to leave at the end of this season. Cavani has recently been absent. You do know the news on Paul Pogba. Juventus have no plans to re-sign Paul Pogba next summer when his contract expires. Well, the other week, Paul Pogba's agent Mino Raiola suggested that Pogba could return to Juventus from Man United on a free next summer. Mino Raiola did mention that Turin is still in Paul Pogba's heart. Pogba enjoyed 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined Man United. The other week, Paul Pogba's brother Matthias Pogba came out and said that Paul Pogba has not yet decided on his future, and he said his contract situation is up in the air. The Daily Express said not so long ago that Man United are set to make Pogba the highest paid Premier League player of all time by offering a long-term deal which would see Pogba earn around £400,000 a week. Pogba earns around 290 grand a week at the moment. Before the start of this season, Pogba rejected a new Man United contract. But I hope Pogba signs a new contract because he's a good player. He's enjoyed a good start to the Premier League season. He's already got 7 assists. He produced good performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season. But at one point last season, he was out with a thigh injury and he sustained some ankle injuries at Man United. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.